Hi, it's Sandy at Life with Zest, and I was just out grocery shopping for my 4-day holiday reset, and I had some thoughts, and I thought I'd share them before we get started. First of all, some of the things that are in that shopping list may not be in your grocery store. Like today, I almost couldn't find a butternut squash, which is kind of difficult at this time of the year. They're pretty prevalent, but I almost didn't find it, and I thought, what are people going to do if they don't have a butternut squash or some of the greens? So here are some of the things that occurred to me that I wanted to pass on to you if you haven't gone grocery shopping already. Every day we'll be starting out with a lemon, organic, raw apple cider vinegar drink, and of course you know how to buy lemons, but apple cider vinegar, the one that I always use is Bragg's. It's the cleanest, it's the best made that I know of, but you know what? If you don't have it in your store, it's not a big deal. Just try to find the best raw apple cider vinegar that you have in your store, or apple cider vinegar, because either way, they're going to be good for your digestion and help you start the day out right. Now, throughout the day, we're talking about at the end to finish with a chlorophyll drink. And I purchased this liquid chlorophyll, but don't stress out if you can't find chlorophyll. You might have to go to a health food store, and if it's not available for you today, don't stress out about it. If you even have some greens, so you can have a green drink, I have Pro Greens. I actually have Perfect Food. If you can add some kind of green, because that's actually what chlorophyll is what makes the green in our green foods, then you're going to do yourself a favor by ending your day with some kind of green drink. Then also with some of the sugars, we talked about stevia. Now stevia comes in a form that looks like powdered sugar or in a liquid, and this one just has a little nozzle and you can just pour it out by drop. So you've got a little more control with that. And I found a new sugar that I want to try. It's a coconut nectar. Now, if you've tried agave, and of course I fell for the agave thing and have used it for years, but it's high glycemic. And what that means is it really raises your blood sugar level too fast, whereas this is low glycemic. So I'm looking forward to tasting it and trying it out. Another option is a raw honey. And if it's local, it's even better for you, because that means that the bees have been eating that pollen that is in your neighborhood. So if you have any allergies or anything that's irritating your sinuses, raw local honey is really great for you. Now, one of the parts of one of our recipes calls for shredded coconut. And shredded coconut, we'll try to find it where it's shredded and unsweetened. Okay, that's going to be important. Then we also have some detox teas. I have the yogi, but if they don't have yogi in your store, find some kind of detox tea. And then ask for a peppermint or a ginger tea. This one I found, which looked interesting to me, because I add turmeric to everything I can, because the list goes on of its numerous benefits for cleansing, immune building, I mean, you name it. So this one's a turmeric with ginger, so I'm looking forward to tasting this one as well. Now, some of the recipes ask for broths, and I always make my own bone broth, but if you can't, then these wonderful additions can be. You can find these in the stores. This one's a bone broth, this one's a chicken, or this one's actually a vegetable broth. Either one of those that you feel comfortable with. If you're not eating meat, then of course the vegetarian. Two of the non-dairy milks that I always have in my house are almond milk and coconut milk, or almond milk and coconut milk. Either way, coconut and almond milk are a staple in my house and in my refrigerator. I really can't even tell you the last time I had real cow's milk. So it's much better for your digestion. Our bodies really don't digest cow's milk as easily as some of the plant-based milks. Then we get on to the seeds. If you haven't bought flax seeds before, then they're just these little brown seeds. Once you open the bag, you can see I've got it wrapped up here. It goes in the refrigerator, because seeds and nuts need to be refrigerated because they go rancid real fast. So we have flax seeds, and then raw pumpkin seeds. And they look like this. And again, if you can't find raw pumpkin seeds, then we'll just add more flaxseed or the chia seeds. And here are a huge bag of chia seeds that I think I got at Costco. Anyway, organic is always best, but if you can't have organic, don't stress about it. Another one that I found at Costco is the organic quinoa ancient blend, and that's actually not a picture, that's the actual quinoa. You've probably seen it where it's all kind of light brown. Any one of those are going to be great for our recipes. Now, it asks for ginger, and fresh ginger, if you've never bought it before, looks like this. Looks kind of funky and scary, but it's not. But you're looking for it not being black or moldy looking. This one, I just cut the edge off so you can see how nice and clean it is. And here's an edge before I had broken it apart. So you're looking for at least looking clean and not black or moldy looking. And again, if you can't find it fresh, use some powdered ginger. Either way, you're going to do well. I always add turmeric to my morning smoothies with the ginger. Those are also a very big staple. So I added turmeric to my list because I love it. But isn't that a beautiful orange? That I just pulled apart. So that's what you're looking for. It also looks kind of scary and funky, but this little guy is such a powerhouse for your daily routines. Now, also, I said blueberries, raspberries, and strawberries. Guess what? No blueberries in my store today. So, didn't stress it. I just got more raspberries and strawberries. So, whatever fruit you have, so you can make a nice fruit salad, it's going to work. Just don't stress about this. Let's make it as easy as possible. And one of, or I think two of the recipes actually ask for a garam masala, and you may or may not have it. You can find it in your spice section. It's this wonderful, nutty Indian spice that just, it's kind of a combination of a earthy cinnamon flavor, and it's just delish. So try it. Now, getting onto the greens. Oh my goodness. It doesn't matter what greens you get. I mean, just get some green, dark green, leafy products. The most you can tolerate. I know a lot of people can only do spinach, or if they don't like spinach, then they like the mixed greens. I had said chicory in the menu, but that really means spring mix. So if you can get any kind of mixed greens, that'll do. And then if you do have them, I thought maybe some of you have never seen dandelion, and this is one of the most beautiful dandelion I've seen. Look how fresh and beautiful it looks. It doesn't always look this good, and if it hadn't looked this good, and if it looked all, wilty, it would not have come home with me. Then there's kale. Yeah, it's a love-hate thing, isn't it? Kale, I never thought I'd ever develop a taste for it, but now I love it. That and arugula have become two of my favorite greens. But it's something you have to grow slowly into. This one's a green, leafy, and kind of, curly leaves. There are purple ones, there's flatter leaves, but whatever you do, just get dark greens, the most you can tolerate. Now, with the beet greens, they looked pretty sad at my store, but these are going to have to do. And remember, you always want to wash all your produce off before you eat it. So all of this produce is going into the sink and going to go into my vegetable wash. And then I don't have to worry about it after we get started for whenever. Everything goes in my fridge. And I did find a butternut squash. And if you haven't bought one before, you're looking for one that's nice and firm, doesn't have any soft spots, and it also doesn't have any big brown spots. It's just nice and firm and doesn't smell, but it's good. And then also just a couple more of the things we have. My butternut squash probably has some dents in it now. Good thing I'm making it up soon. Oh well. And here are some sweet potatoes. The sweet potatoes, again, they need to be firm. no brown spots, no things growing off there. If you have things growing off your potatoes, it means that they're too ripe and that they should not be used. And I know you've all bought onions before, but onions at this time of the year are a little trickier. Sometimes you're going to find a little black underneath the skin, and that's mold growing. So make sure it looks nice and clean and firm with no black spots in it, all right? And last but not least are avocados. Avocados, you can tell how ripe they are just by how dark they are. If they're light green, it means that they're still very, they're not ripe at all. And the darker they get, the more ripe they get. And this one's perfect because I can squeeze it and it's not giving much. But if it gave too much and it was too soft and mushy, it's overripe. So I bought a few of them at this level because I'm going to be using them within the next couple of days. Avocados don't belong in the refrigerator. However, if you find them on sale and you want to get a lot of them, if you put them in the refrigerator, they are going to hold off on ripening. So you can prolong the life of an avocado by putting it in the refrigerator. So that's the basics of shopping for the 4-day holiday reset. I look forward to seeing you soon, and have a day of a life with zest.